Hello again, YouTube fans. See you again. I had to figure why not do this one. I've talked about the Tacit original Piranhas from '78. I talked about Piranhas 2, the Killer Fish or the Killer Spawn, whatever you want to call it, at different cycles, whatever you want to call it. A fine piece of shit is what I like to call it. Then we had another remake in '95. I didn't even know what I did in it because I thought it was a terrified piece of shit. However, because of the unsuccess of that and the fact that Piranhas 2 wasn't as successful as the Tacit original one, they decided to do a remake again. Now, same there, we had an horrible remake called Nightmare on Elm Street, which I call Nightmare on Rape Street. No comparison to any of the others. And so I thought at first when this was going to be made, I heard it was been out back in 2010. This was me. This was me. But I was proven wrong. Shock. Horror. I was proven wrong. This was actually a good film. I'm not just talking out my ass for laughs and tickles. Piranhas, the 2010 version, was actually a damn good film, and what I do with it, I actually like this one. I actually like this a lot more better than the original one, Shock Horror. Yes, there's some shitty CGI, but there's also some practical and all, so I can't poo it for that. So it starts off with very nice Richard Typhus, and that's his name, right? Remember him in the original Tacit Jaws, Why We Food. He's actually in this in a small scene. And he starts off fishing, the fishing rod's coming through like him. The CGI's a bit dated now with the boat's spinning around. I don't really need the CGI that, but I like the bit where he gets dragged under and his fate is death. And I always looked at him as being the same character as what he was when he made Jaws. It was his fate, which the safest fate was. He got killed, only not by the sack, by piranhas. And one thing out of this film, a lot more depth, there's a lot more blood, there's a lot more gore in it, it doesn't fuck around, you don't just get the under sound effects of the piranhas, sound like a fucking tattoos. You do get to see them in this. And if people, I'll say this, if people want to say they look fake and phony, did people see Piranhas 2 in '81? Did people see the shitty fucking remake in '95? What's them two? I think the bit of fighting, they make them look more big. It's a fun ride film. And yes, it's in 3D as well. You got your 3D gimmicks. But you know what else you get? What else you get? You get Teddy Bucks. Remember the mogul? Teddy Bucks is in this. 78 Shy. You get a lot of well-known porn stars that appeared in this. And like I say, Elizabeth Sue is in this. That's like Elizabeth Sue. I remember in Back to the Future 2. I remember in Fences of Babysitting. I remember in the original Karate Kid. I remember in Top Tail. Been done a lot of things. That's still attractive actor, still attractive lady. And she's a mother, she's a life dad. You've also got the actor that funny enough played Doc in Back to the Future. And what it is, they're trying to make this one different than the other ones. It turns out there's these dinosaur eggs were left in the water and they were axed, and that's what taught these piranhas to come out. And he was like, you can angle tropical water. We all know in real life these piranhas would die in this type of water. And like I say, he's got the son in Elizabeth Sue, he's got this dirty with Francis. He fancies the house with Teddy Bucks as well, which I can't blame him, so it was pretty tasty in that era. And there's a date scene, you're underwater, let's do so tits, so it's like typical the piranha films. So again, you're going to see a lot of tits, you're going to see a lot of nudity, but you see a lot of cool deaths in it. I do remember the scene where Teddy Bucks is trying to get out, she's on this rope, and the piranhas are dumping up and biting at her, you don't think she's going to get it, lo and behold she does, she falls under, and they all just bring a fucking face to the bone, really traffic in your face. You've got this one guy, he's a bit of a dick, and he gets his berserks, he falls in the water, they bite through the legs to his bone, and they actually bite his dick off. You actually see his dick in water, I'm not bullshitting. You actually bite his dick off, and he says, I've lost it, and they're swimming along, and they eat it. Now you've got one guy, and you think you've seen him before. He's been down a lot of films. You might remember him in Pulp Fiction. Well, he's attacking these piranhas. He's got this big machine thing. He's slicing and dicing at them, and the piranhas are all getting ripped to shit. And you got the idea he gets killed. So that's not the case. Just like the original Piranhas, they made a sequel to this. But let's talk about that. They happen how big. Well, we'll get to that one. This is actually a step up. I say there's a lot of good gruesome deaths in it. There's one bit where this guy's being a bit of a dick. And he's pushing people to the water. He falls in. You think he's going to get saved, and the boat splatters his head and blood splurts on this woman's face and on her tits. Beautiful. So yeah, there's a lot of good deaths in this. I've got to admit, I've found lots of good deaths. So what happens is, Elizabeth Sue makes the ultimate sacrifice. She dies to destroy the piranhas. She manages to kill them all. Her and her fucking hubby. Her hubby, I could take him or leave him, because I think Elizabeth Sue owes her own. And you think it's going to be an happy ending. Everyone's got killed. I do have to like some of the story. Like, you got another porn star. She gets killed. She see the dome of a boob underwater. Thought it was like laughable. Another porn star. She gets bit to the legs. They pull her up in the nick of time, but the bones of her legs are hanging out. I have to do like that death scene. There's a funny bit where they're dragging the body and the girl's screaming and it rips it in half. I love them effects. So it doesn't fuck around on the blood and door. And there's an interesting battlefield this, that one of the two of the producers or one working on the set did not know whether it was practical or special effects. It looked like realistic and the blood looked all realistic. This was out I would have loved to have seen the 78 one, but for some reason they didn't want to take that gamble. In this, it goes a notch or two. The blood, the door, it doesn't fuck about. I love it. Like I say, there's this story, the piranhas, and you think it's going to be an happy ending. Then our mate, I've just got him Jock from Back to the Future. He mentions there's going to be another type of Stone Age piranha. It's still alive. They were only the babies. The father says, well, where's the adults? Next thing you know, you get your typical boohoo jump scare. One of the adult piranhas jumps out and gets him. End of movie. But this, I actually didn't mind it for what it was. It was a fun ride film. It didn't fuck around on the blood. It didn't fuck around on the door. It had a lot of humour in it. It wasn't too much humour. You had these two kids, you think they're going to get it, but I have to say it doesn't go that route. Happy to say. And like I say, I just love the effects of the piranhas. There's some CD, and I admit it doesn't hold up today. But there's some good practical I think it's good. I think the blood, the door, the bit where the guy's entrance, the muss, the bit where the porn star gets ripped to pieces, the bit where Terry Butts gets it, and all the other ones. It doesn't fuck around on the door. And that's what I felt Piranha should have been. 3D, I can take it or leave it. It's typical gimmicks were around in that era. But the rest of it, it's a done. So for that, fuck it. A 16-star rating for me. But I don't know. Be smart. Be safe. See you later.